Hello and welcome to another segment of Cuppa with the Queen. I have Tony Jo Arts here today and she's going to be my model. And here, cheers to you.
Cheers.
And cheers to you.
Hello.
Tony Jo has one of my most favorite cups. I always give it to people when they come over. Is it cute or what?
Very cute.
So, okay. So what we're talking about today is how to color match foundation. I know as new distributors, and if you're not a makeup girl, it might be a little daunting, but trust me, it's not as hard as you think it is, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Of course, our foundations are amazing.
Absolutely.
But, right?
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Of course.
Tony Jo doesn't have anything on her face, but we're going to pretend she does. And we are, let's say just somebody asked you, I need you to match my color, and they've got makeup on, but you can do this. You can take witch hazel on a cotton pad and just clean, which is a mild astringent, just clean the side of her face into her neck area, right? Now I've already cleaned my hands, but I want to show you that you can just take your hand sanitizer or your alcohol, clean your hands in front of your customer so that they know that they're clean before you start. Okay, so her face is clean now, and then we want to talk to her and try to let her understand how amazing the products are, not just the foundation, but what goes with the foundation, and of course that is the day cream. Because the day cream and the foundation should be worn together. It basically is a system, and people ask me all the time, well, can I use other day creams? Well, you can, except for we can't guarantee, because we have guaranteed products, right? So if they use a different day cream and just use the foundation, we can't guarantee the results because we don't know what's in those other day creams. We know what's in here. This is SeneDerm Day Cream Moisturizer, and it is amazing anti-aging treatment. It has the kinetic enzyme Seneplex complex, as well as equivalent of an SPF 15 sunscreen. I say equivalent to, it's not a chemical, so it's equivalent to an SPF 15 sunscreen, and it will protect your skin like a chemical, but it's not. It's natural botanicals that are put together in a way that it naturally protects you from the sun, and that's why we say it's equivalent to an SPF. So what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of the day cream on her face, so just so that she can feel what it feels like. And I just put a little bit on here. Now you can use a brush or a sponge. I use my fingers. I'm old school. I've cleaned her face. I've cleaned my hands. So there, and she's already given me permission to touch her face,
yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I just put that on, and she can feel how light and airy it is, and the smell of it. There's really no smell. There's a little orchid extract that you can. There's a
I just want to smear it on. It's wonderful.
Okay, now then the other thing you want to talk to her is about silk. Now silk is an option. It's one of those solution lines. You can use it or not use it, but silk is one of those products that a lot of people like because it's a primer. And if you have oily skin, sometimes people like to use a primer. That's what they're used to. But it's also anti-aging, and it's a pore minimizer. So it actually it fills in your pores just for the day. But over time, it actually shrinks your pores because it's real skincare that works and changes the functionality of your skin. So we can use, do you want to try?
Well, sure. I was going to ask you, Jeri, now, do I have to use this all over, or can I put it in targeted areas where I feel like my pores are a little bigger?
Good question. You can do both.
Okay.
If you want to just use it for the pore, mainly for the pore value, then you can just put it in your targeted areas. Or if she wants to use it all over her face as a primer, she can do that too.
Okay.
So if you want to use it as a pore minimizer, you would want to put it on your skin first.
After climate control or before?
After or before, either one, but before your day cream.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But this way, we're going to use it as a primer. Yeah, you can put it on.
I always got to put it on my nose.
And then just put it here too.
I will.
Yeah, put a little bit on the side where we're going to put the foundation, so you can feel it. It's called silk because it really feels silky, doesn't it? It really
Absolutely. Now, is there a trick to, I've heard about applying products in a certain direction that you should always
it's better to always go up.
Oh,
because
up, okay.
age makes everything sag. So you want to go up everywhere. Up,
Okay.
up, and gentle around the eyes.
Okay. And then what about like the little hairs on my face? Should I not kind of...
Well, with the foundation, you want to do different. We're
Okay.
talking about skincare right now.
Okay.
With the foundation, that's a good question, Tony Joe. So with the foundation, you want to go down because if you have little fuzz, peach fuzz on your
I
face.
kind of do, so...
Okay, so you don't want to go up because then it makes them stand up.
Okay.
So you want to go down. So you can use your fingers, you can use a sponge, you can use a brush. Whatever you want to use, but with the foundation, you want to go down. So let's talk about color matching right now.
Okay.
Okay. So the color matching you always want to do here. Now, with our foundation testers, it's real easy because they're see-through. If you don't know anything about our colors, what you can do is just do a first and just look at it. Just look at it and say, well, that looks kind of close. That one looks kind of close. And that one looks kind of close. I'm not sure which one because I'm new and I don't know which one, so I'm going to test them all and I'll show you how to do that. But listen, remember that the foundations will adjust to the pigment 3 up and 3 down. So it doesn't have to match perfectly anyways. I can actually wear 2 or 3 colors of foundation and they all look good on me, but it's what is best.
Okay.
Right? So what we're going to do is take a little bit of now, one of the things is Dewy and Fawn are the top selling foundations. So whenever in doubt, always go to Dewy first. Fawn is more yellow based, Dewy is more neutral and a little bit more on the pinker side, but it's considered a neutral. But the Fawn and the Dewy are the top selling foundation colors.
Oh, okay.
And then cream beige.
Now, do you have to worry about like if I'm cool toned or...
Now, if you're cool toned or warm toned, you may not know that. If you,
Sometimes people don't, and
Well,
I
yes.
don't. It changes all the time, I think. It depends who I talk to.
Well,
What they want to sell me.
Okay, well, that's true, but not me.
That's right. So
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what you do is look at your veins.
Okay.
Look at your veins. Do they
I'll
look
show you my
green
veins.
or do they look green or do they look blue? They look green to me.
I would say green too.
Okay, so if they're green, then that means you have a yellow-based skin.
Okay.
If they were blue, that would mean you have a blue-based skin.
Oh.
So yellow-based is fawn, tan, suede, cream beige. Those are some of our yellow-based colors.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's looking at the veins that, mine are pretty close to the top.
Yeah, and actually for you distributors, you might not know this, but in the new beauty book, in the beauty book itself, it explains to you how you can find the color of foundation that you are by looking at your
very
vein.
good.
So this is something that the customers get too. So it's kind of
Wonderful.
fun. It's just fun knowledge, right?
Absolutely.
You can take that, Tony
Thank
Joe.
you.
And then the other thing is in the SeneGence Beauty Guide book, which is a gorgeous book, it talks a lot about the foundations in here, and it tells you right in here the medium, light, and dark, and it talks about the description of each foundation color. For instance, fawn is a medium yellow undertone.
Okay.
Okay. Tan is a yellow undertone, so it's a little bit darker than medium, right? And cream beige is a slight yellow undertone in the light version. So it talks to you about that right here. You can order these books under supplies in your back office and always want to make sure you get the newest edition, and it's called the SeneGence Beauty Guide. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and since we know you're warm, then we're going to do tan and fawn, and we'll test to see.
I've been touching my skin, and I just really want to say that it feels like there's a finish on it. It's just like it's already prepared to accept the color, the foundation. I think you can really tell.
You are so good at describing things.
Yeah,
So let's figure out how to do this. So what you do is take the 2 colors that we determined. You're in the warm family, so we're going to open up the tester, and you're just going to use an applicator, and you're going to put a stripe down the side of the face of your customer. And then you are going to take another applicator. Now you can do 2 or 3 colors. You don't need to do more than that, unless you really screw up and can't figure it out. But you know, it's pretty easy, actually.
Yeah. Now I wanted to ask you, since you're putting this on, about how do I know, you know, I mean, I grew up, my mom didn't teach me anything. It's kind of osmosis. How do I know when it's too much, not enough?
Good
coverage
question.
wise, you know, because I have freckles and,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to look like kabuki face. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. Okay, so good question.
Yeah, and then tell me that, and then just how far down do I go with the color? I'm curious. I don't know.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Good questions, Tony Joe.
Thanks.
So, for one thing, when you have freckles, most people make a mistake and try to match the freckle, which makes it too dark.
Oh yeah.
And unless you're trying to totally cover your freckles, then you would want to go darker. But most people that have freckles, that's them. That's, you know, you look like you're made up if you like to have so much makeup on to cover, right? So
right.
our makeup doesn't really do that. Our makeup is more natural. It covers, but it lets the skin show through, which is the beautiful skin that we have because of our skincare. Okay, so good question. And then when you have the right color foundation, you don't have to worry about going down your neck because you never get a line here because it always matches. You can blend it, kind of feather it down
just
a little bit.
kind of like maybe wrap it and just pull a little.
Yeah, but that's about it. Okay, so we put the 2 stripes, and I don't know if the video you can see, but this one is way too light. I mean, when I stand back and look, and that's what you want to do, stand back and look, you can really see this one, and this one is starting to blend in. So if I was to just take a sponge and just sort of lightly blend this in more, you can see that it blends in with your skin more than this one. This one is pretty light. And you can see, now, this is the difference. She has a tan right now, but in the winter time, she probably is going to be this color. And in the fall and the spring, when you're transitioning between your light color foundation and your dark, you mix the 2. Now we're in fall. So I actually am going to mix these 2 colors together to give you the perfect foundation.
And what colors were these again?
Fawn and tan. Both yellow base. One is lighter than the other. So what you can do if you're doing this at home, your foundation looks like this. Take off the top. Now to control how much comes out, what you do is you put the pump right up to your skin and press like that, so you can control how much comes out. See? Otherwise, a bunch comes out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's way too much. So if you can control it like I just did, then you've got, you know, a better, now that actually is tan, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of the cream beige and mix it together. And then I'm going to put it on her face.
So it's tan and cream beige.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or is it
fawn?
fawn?
Did I say cream beige?
Once you did.
I meant fawn.
Okay.
Yeah, I meant fawn. Okay. The cream beige is the lightest version of the warm. I guess that's why I said that. But so fawn and cream beige, and then you can use a sponge or your finger. I use my finger when I'm doing my own makeup, but you can also use
a stipple brush.
A stipple brush, which actually gives you more dots per inch, so to speak. So it gives more of an airbrush look.
Oh, okay.
So, like if you're really doing your makeup really fancy and you want to do, you know, more, so then you go like this and you just stipple it on. You can, you know, sweep it a little bit underneath the eye. And then what it does is, especially if you have bigger pores, it fills in those pores. I just did a makeover on a local politician here that's a woman, and she has big pores, and she said to me, I want to make sure that you fill in my pores. So what did I do for her? I used silk, and then I used the stipple motion on her, and I put 2 coats of silk. and then I did the stipple motion, and in the pictures, her skin looked flawless. So that's what you do.
And you know, I think we should say something about the pressure that you're using. It's not real light, but it certainly isn't heavy. So it's
not like
I can't think. Yeah,
it's not like stabbing you. Right,
little bitty, feathery touches.
It's actually pushing on the skin and pushing the makeup into the skin, kind of. And because the skincare, remember that the foundation is the color pigment that stays on all day with the day cream, the anti-aging treatment with the pigment, so it's together. So that's why it's so good for the skin, is because it's anti-aging skincare as well as makeup that stays on all day.
And I think too, what I'm feeling is the stipple brush, because in the way they're made is that some of the bristles are longer.
And then just go like this down.
Okay.
Just feather, feather, feather.
Little
blend, 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 blend. Blend, 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 blend. That's all. You can put it on the eyelids if you want to, but you don't have to, because our shadows stay on, and they're anti-aging treatment as well. So you can just use the shadows, but there you go.
How do I look?
She looks good. Her skin it's blended. It matches. It's all ready. And so what we've done is create a canvas of color that's good for your skin, protecting your skin, and at the same time ready to accept the other color technology with the blush and all that. So now let me just talk to you real briefly about pearlizer, because a lot of distributors that are new don't understand what pearlizer is. It's a tool. I call it a tool. It's a tool because it can be used so many different ways, and it's a lot. This lasts forever because you only use a teeny bit. Now, when you remember, you use that trick where you just push it against your skin so a little comes out. You can use the pearlizer as mixed with your blush. You can mix it with the foundation. You can just put it on your cheekbones just by itself, just to highlight. And what the pearlizer does, it's opalescence, pearlized look with the actual technology of the foundation itself, and it picks up the light. So when you move your face, and I don't know in this video if you're going to be able to see that, but this is what all the stars wear, all of the red carpet events, Hollywood. Absolutely. This is what the J-Lo glow is. That's where she gets it. It's pearlizer. Now, the other thing you can do is you can use a little pearlizer if you're really in a hurry. You can just use a little bit of pearlizer just by itself on your eyelids, even if you put no other shadow on your eyelids, and just this and some mascara and a little bit of brow color, you could walk out the door and feel like you're made up, because it's going to catch the light, and so it looks like you have more makeup on than you normally do. And I have the pearlizer right under, I have it on under my brow. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
That's all I have
on
under my brows, just the pearlizer.
Very good.
Yeah, and so that's what that is. So thank you, and thank you, Tony Jo.
Oh, you're welcome.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Hope you learned something.